Welcome to the Sharf Studios tutorial for Avast Antivirus. First off, we want to go to your favorite browser and then go to www.avast.com. Next, go to the free software tab and then click download. You can get the installer from CNET or you can get it directly off the Avast website. Either way, download the installer and save it for later. Don't leave yet. Go to register here so you can get your free Avast Home Edition key. All you have to do is put in your email, your name, and where the product is going to be used, and then authenticate it with the security key at the bottom. Once you click register, you should get a little message thanking you for registering Avast Home Edition. You'll get an email with your key. We'll retrieve that later. Now, go find the installer and run it. Pick your language. There's tons there. I'm going to stick with English for now. And now, since this is the online installer, it's going to take a while. It has to download all the files to install it. I'm going to speed it up here because this takes a while. If you need an offline installer, you can find one on the Avast website. Once it's finished, it's going to start copying all the setup files, start the installer, and then it's going to prompt you. Here's warnings, make sure everything's working, blah blah blah. README, you can read it if you want, you don't have to. License agreement, I recommend reading it, but not many people do that these days anyway. The typical install should be good for most people, but if you want to install different languages or control what gets installed, you can use custom. Here, prepared, start installing. This doesn't take quite as long as the download process, but it's still going to take a second or two, depending on your computer. Once this is done, it's going to come with a little pop-up, ask if you want to restart now. I'd wait till later so we can cover some other basics. Now it's asking you about the boot time scan. I'd go for no for now. Restart later. Now, go and run Avast Antivirus. Here it's going to ask you for the license key. If you got it, you can get it from your email. If not, click Demo for now. Here it's testing the memory. Here's where you register. The memory test is just to ensure that everything's working so that your computer can boot up properly. If you don't want to check it, you can just click Stop Memory Test, but it's good to test it every now and then. Once you get into Avast, this will pop up. This just tells you a little briefly how to use it. You can click Don't Show This Next Time or leave it so it'll pop up again. First, you want to enable your resident protection. I like to put mine on high. Then you have your options menu here, updatings, everything, settings. We're going to go here first, give a quick overview of all the common options and settings. Updates, automatic for the virus database. Ask when an update is available for the program. That's the basic. That's what I like to use. Here's all different options for different stuff. You probably won't need to mess with any of it. The defaults are pretty well set. You have some cool options if you want. You should just take your time and go through this, see what you want and what you don't. Next, we're going to go and look at the chest options. The chest is where you store files that are corrupted, but you don't necessarily want to delete. Here's just confirmation messages, a lot to go through. Language, if you want to change the language. The alert sounds, logging file, exclusions, that's the next one. Here, if you don't want a file to be scanned, whatever. Import files, mail, and troubleshooting. Over here we have the check disk. You can check if you do a thorough scan the archives, always a good idea. Here's for movable media like floppies and CDs and DVDs. Here you can select individual folders so you don't have to do the entire drive. Do note that you can right-click on files and say scan with Avast. Now once everything's hit the play button and it'll start scanning. Here's going to show you how many files it has scanned, which file it's currently scanning, and the percent complete. For now though, we're just going to stop it and look at some of the other options. Here's the chest, but it's not going to work because we haven't rebooted yet. Here, again, you can set the resident protection. I like it at high. Little lightning bolt here updates the virus database. This usually doesn't take too long. If you have it on automatic updating, when you turn on your computer, sometimes randomly during the day, it'll update. The bottom right of your screen will have a little blue pop-up that says virus database has been updated. It can be an annoying message. That's why you want to change the sound sometimes. Once this is done, it'll tell you how long it took, what it did, all that. You can close it. System restart, not yet. Chest again. Options. I guess we can close out of this now. And then you want to restart your computer to get everything functioning. Once you restart your computer, you'll see this screen. It's welcoming you to Avast Home Edition. It's going to tell you about the license and the registering and everything. Gives you links if you need it, but most of you have probably already gotten it. Now in the bottom right, you're going to see the little icons come up. It's going to explain what resident protection is. You'll see the little icon rotate as it scans things and as it's working. That one sits there, as well as the next one that's going to pop up, the Avast VRDB generator, Virus Recovery Database. What this does is, while you're having a screensaver running, whatever, in the background, it makes backups of all your files so that if you get a virus infection, Avast can replace the infected file with the old good file. Here in the resident protection, you can set it to whatever. I like mine on high. Details, see all the different functions that are running, the providers. Network Shield, Standard Shield, and Web Shield are going to be the most of them. Outlook's only if you have Outlook. Messaging is for AIM and MSN and those things. Web Shield here is cool. Right now you don't see anything. But you go in your browser. I'm just going to go Google search for google.com. It's going to bring me to google.com. And then when you go into the Avast, you'll see that it scanned one file, google.com. Wasn't infected though. You should hope so. Now you can close out of that. Might as well get rid of the installer. Then go back into the Avast Antivirus. If you need to register, you can do so now. Click the register button, put the key in. If not, you can skip the memory test or let it run. Either way. Next, software will load up. Notice that the other thing didn't come up again, little how-to. Now the chest will work. You can see the infected files. Now, here in the system files, people think, oh, those important files are corrupted, infected. No, they're put there by Avast to protect them. User files are the same way. You put a file there, and it can't be infected that way. Here, again, options. We're going to schedule a boot time scan because we covered pretty much everything else. Here, we want to scan it, scan all the archives, everything. Move any infected files to the chest, schedule it, and then you're going to have to reboot. And once you reboot, it'll go to a blue screen, have Avast scanning everything. You can't do anything. When it's done, it'll boot up into Windows and tell you what happened. Thanks for watching the Sharf Studios tutorial for Avast Antivirus. Hope it helped you out. Look for more tutorials on all kinds of software at www.sharfstudios.com.